could see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the light and share the vibe. Crush those pearls, let's take the ride. Hell is here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Spreading truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the light and share the vibe. Catch those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the light and share the vibe. Crush those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
The pearls were bound together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low, together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Justin's heart and your support. Together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Click play and come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the light and share the vibe. Crush those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Sending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
Well, hello, my cool cats and kittens. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is May 23rd, 2025. It is currently 9:34 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, how you doing? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you all. Oh, Ashley, we did a LASIK live earlier. Some people were interested, some people aren't, but I think it's it's a public message that I think we needed to, for people to just be informed. That's the main thing. Just be informed. I have Remy with me right now, but I don't know if she's going to mind. I might have to turn my camera off. We'll have to see because she might be crawling up on my desk. All right. Hello, Nana. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. I thought it was interesting, Hatters. Lots of research I was doing on that. Thank you so much, Single Mom True Crime, coming in clutch. How you doing? Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, my dear. If you received that membership, give our girl, Single Mom True Crime, a big, big thank you because you are now a Pearl. Welcome to the family. Really do appreciate you. Please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. For the replay members, comment down below. And if you, ma'am, I've already tore up my microphone. If you want, become a member. We always would love to have you, or help consider meeting the goal. That would be fantastic as well and helpful. I do have a new channel that I just announced right before the live, and it is called Microwave Halo. So it's just a channel that I'm going to do when I don't want to talk about anything in particular and I want to go live and talk. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's free to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Daily. Thank you so much. And 7 coming in clutch. Coming so much for renewing your membership. Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you, 7. How you doing? How you doing? Woo! There went my camera. Pearl. Jesus Christ in heaven. Hold on, guys. 1 second, 2 seconds, 10 seconds, really. Woo! Did you guys see my camera? She went whoop. Woo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, 7. Good to see you, my dear. And Maria girl. How you doing? Yes, ma'am. She's monkeying around. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She just ate, so she's all hyper. She gets hyper whenever she, like, right after she eats. Usually I get sluggish. And after she goes number 2. It's weird, but she does. All right, she quick, honey. Oh, let me tell you something. A monkey is quick. You can be like putting something in your mouth and she'll be like real quick. You're like, how the hell do you do that quick? She does it though, I'm telling you. Thank you, Marina girl. Sorry, my dear, I apologize. If you received that membership, give our Marina girl a big thank you because you are coming in clutch, darling. How you doing? And Peggy, thank you. Wait, I need her to help me lose some weight. Thank you so much, Peggy, for 5 months, darling. Really do appreciate you so very much for your support. All right. Well, we're going to get started on it. Today, Seth Rogers, father of Sebastian Rogers, and the only one that has been active in his son's disappearance for the entire 15 months of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers being missing, did an interview today. And it's a short interview, but he didn't hold back. He didn't hold back. Naturally, after 15 months, you would be frustrated as hell too. that there's no answers. And this is the way I feel about it. This is the way I feel about it. Either come out and do a press conference and say whatever you need to say, one, or hand it over to the FBI, or clear some people. Clear some people, right? Let's do it. It's been 15 months. 15 months. Now, we know that they have stuff and they obviously can't share it with us, but 15 months, give it to the FBI then. If you have run in a roadblock, and this is the thing, I feel like a lot of times it's pride with these police agencies. I feel like it can be pride sometimes that they've got up to a certain point. Thank you guys for subbing up to the channel. Really do appreciate you. They've got up to a certain point, and then there's a roadblock, and they feel like, well, if I can't see it, if all of us can't see it, then I know nobody else can see it, right? I was watching a show where it was local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and even FBI, and they knew someone did something in this case that was watching. They knew, but the cell phone data that they were looking at, they weren't looking at it the right way. They were not looking at it the right way. However they look at it, they weren't looking at it the right way. And all of them were looking at it the same way. And they brought some specialist in or whatever. And he said, no, y'all are reading this wrong. Y'all are reading this wrong. And it was right there in front of their face all along. What's wrong with some fresh eyes? What's wrong with fresh eyes? Nothing. Nothing. Not at all. So, you know, the case has got to move forward. It just can't sit in a file cabinet forever. And, you know, you would think KK and Edgar would be, you know, saying the same thing. You know, let's get some, you know, answers. I think, and really, honestly, at this point, 15 months later, clear some people, right? If you can't clear some people 15 months into this, that's a problem. That's a problem. Now, listen, I understand it's so much easier for us to just say, do this from our side of the view. I understand that. And I understand that they get some, a lot of times, unneeded criticism. I have not been very critical of Sumner County. I really haven't, because I know it's been a hard job. It's been a hard case. It's been a nightmare in a lot of ways. Link is pinned on at the top of the chat, my dear. But at some point, like, this is important, right? Whether you need the Cold Case Foundation, whether you need the FBI, whether you need, like, whatever, there's no shame in just letting other people look at it, or even asking the public for maybe something you're looking for. Like, you know, if you saw this person in the area at this time, or if you saw this kind of car the night, you know, it's 15 months. The longer it goes on, the more people's memory lapses, credibility, all of that. Let's get it going. So I understand Seth's frustration. I get it. And there's just nobody that could. And I understand Sumner County's frustration to a large extent, right? but sometimes you've got to just put some new eyes on it. Maybe it's not even new eyes, maybe it's new ideas, right? That's exactly how they get solved, Scotty. That's how cold cases get solved, fresh eyes on the reports. So, which I'm planning on doing, hopefully soon. Give me 2 seconds. I can't think right now. God, the guy, the not the guy, the I keep wanting to say his name is Gavin, but it's not Gavin. Desiree's his mom's name. He's been missing for 15 years. Kyron Horman, never mind, I thought of it. Kyron Horman. They are now, and he's got, I mean, I can't imagine the files. Can't imagine the files in 15 years on Kyron Horman's case. But now they are getting all of Kyron's files and all that, and they're running them through AI and sorting them all out. And because there's a new push, a bigger push for Kyron Horman's case to be solved. In my opinion, I think we know exactly who did Kyron Horman's uh, disappearance. I absolutely do. It was the stepmom, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Let it, you know, whatever happens, whoever did this to Kyron, that's let it fall where it may, but just get it solved. Get something. It's ridiculous at this point. It really is ridiculous at this point. It's just sitting there, and that's why I have no problem saying that this is a foul play case, because again, the detective that is on Sebastian's case, we emailed, and he told me this is a foul play case, a foul play case. And what makes the most sense to you? Well, it's not for me, what makes the most sense. And I think, if you think logically, it makes the most sense to everybody, not just me. Definitely the public overall. It makes the most sense. Now, if you come on YouTube, that's a little different story. There's a little, unfortunately, things change on YouTube and social media a lot of times. But Justin, I think Carter has other cases, just like Pruitt has other cases. He says he doesn't. He says he does now. Now does he? I don't know. After a year, has he started taking new cases? I don't know. I mean, the only way I think he wouldn't be taking new cases at this time is if they are actually legitimately putting something together, right? But other than that, like, what the hell? It would, Scotty. And, that's the thing. Like, people need to hear, especially with something that is so in the spotlight, right? So in the spotlight, people need to hear. Nobody's saying, to give us, what your theory is or what your evidence is, but damn, give the public something, right? As much coverage as Sebastian got and nothing. Exactly. Exactly. And so it's, there was a 17-year-old autistic boy that went missing a couple days ago in Sumner County. He was found. They found him. They found him. He was missing for 3 or 4 days, right? Found him, right? And I agree with Ken Widener from Emergency Management. He said, we're used to producing. I agree with that. But damn, like, if you can't produce some results on this, like, what's the hang up? What's the hang up? Obviously, the big hang up is Sebastian's not found, right? Sebastian's not found. But, if they know of an area, likely, potentially, Sebastian could be in, like an overall area. Like, do you think he's most likely at the house, or do you think he's, 10 miles out or 50 miles out? You know, the public will be glad to help, look and do whatever they can. But, at this point, the 10-mile radius has been searched and searched and searched and searched and searched and searched with technology, people, on the ground, fixed wing aircraft, drones, you name it. It's been done. Need to rally, like, yeah, yeah. It's I think it's getting to that point. Um, I would just like them to, come out and say something. I really thought they would make a statement for his year missing. I know that they care. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that they care. I know that they care. I've seen it on their faces. I have shaken hands with them. I've spoken with officers there. I know that they care. That's not, but you can care, so much, and also, it can become, you've put, for instance, a year of work into this, and you're just at a roadblock, and there's no shame in that. You did what you could. Maybe someone else can think a new way, or look at something a different way. So there's that. So Seth, like I've always said, that the best advocate for someone that's missing, especially a child, is the parents. Nobody can advocate for their loved one. Uh, Nobody can advocate for the missing person like their loved one, rather. And that's, what it is. Okay. How about movement on the CPS reports and CP admitting that he hit him with the belt? Start with that charge, in my opinion. Uh, what the hell just happened? Hold on. Oh God, 1 second, y'all. 2 seconds. What happened to my camera just now? Damn. All right. Okay. Let me fix something. What the freak? Just. Oh, that's why. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Oh man, why is it doing this while I'm live? Ugh. Okay. I don't know what happened to my damn computer. All right, you gotta love technology. All right, we'll do it without the camera. We'll do it without it. What was that, Bill O'Reilly? We'll do it live. F it. We'll do it live. That's what I feel like right now. All right, credit goes to WKR. Oh, no, not it. Sorry. Credit goes, yeah, the WKRN, but that wasn't the one. Here we go. Welcome back, Justin. It's, yeah. F it. We'll do it live. Mother chickens. Mother chickens. Summer's Army. How you doing, darling? Oh, I might have to update the driver is what I might have to do now. Thank you so much, Summer's Army. Really do appreciate you, my love. Good to see you 7 months. Yes, ma'am. And Peggy, prayers for Seth and Sebastian. Thank you so much for 5 months, Peggy. Really do appreciate y'all. Y'all make it possible. Kitty Catty, how you doing, love bug? Yes, ma'am. How you doing? Thank you so much for 6 months. Yes, ma'am. All right, let's go. Y'all ready? Let's roll, mother chickens.
Disappearance sparked national headlines, but now his father says the case is losing momentum. With National Missing Children's Day coming up on Sunday, he is raising his voice and demanding urgency. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry is outside the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, where Sebastian's father made an emotional plea today. Caitlin.
Sebastian's biological father, Seth Rogers, was deeply frustrated when he spoke with me. He fears the case is going cold.
My son's been missing for 15 months, and they don't care.
Sebastian disappeared in February last year. He was just 15 years old. Initial search efforts involved local police, the TBI, and the FBI. But those physical searches have since shifted to focus on the investigative side. The last press conference on the case was more than a year ago.
I would love to see them actually conducting more searches. I'd like to have some communication on the tips that have come in just with me, so that I know that when a tip comes in, I'm not following up on what job they're supposed to do.
And I agree with that. Listen, clear someone. Let's clear them. Let's get on with it, right? Hello, clear Seth. What do you need? What do you need to clear him? Right? I mean, it's not like he's going to, this is the most important thing to him, the most important thing in the world to him. And can you imagine 15 months you haven't seen your kid and you don't have an actual answer? That's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit. So that's the thing. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I believe they won't clear Seth because they may not be able to clear everybody else, in my opinion. That's just me, though. Summer's Army, big hugs. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Summer's Army, darling. Appreciate you very much. Very, very much. And I believe that's why they won't clear him, is because it boils down to, I believe they know who is responsible, in a large part. Just my opinion and my opinion alone of what has taken place, but I don't believe that they will clear him because they can't clear other mother chickens. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. You know, that mother chicken. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Maurice, coming in clutch, baby. How you doing? Where are you? Are you on motherfucker? God, where'd it go? Why does my camera keep going out? God. Ooh, what is wrong with you? Ugh. Fuck. Okay. We'll do it live. Again. Not you, sorry, Maurice. My camera went out. I was like, "Hey, Maurice, how you doing? Where are you? Are you mofo?" I'm sorry, Maurice. Maurice, how you doing, baby? 13 months. Where are you, mother? I was going to say, where are you right now? Are you in Australia? Are you in the States? That's what I was going to say. Oh my God. Bless this mess. That's all I got to say. Bless this mess. Justin, do you think they need Sebastian for the proof? I do. Yes. Yep. 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 And you know what? I want to actually kind of defend Sumner County right now. I want to defend them in a sense because I know that, we're being a little, we're frustrated, right? We're frustrated. But I want to also kind of defend them in the sense that they may have already put it on the prosecutor's desk once. And the prosecutor said, nope, sorry, this isn't enough. Go back. Go back. Right? Could have said it. Right? So I don't know. Thank you again, Maurice, my love. Hello, beautiful Justin. Love you. 13 months plus 24 months. YouTube still. Oh, baby. I'm sorry. Well, hopefully it'll give it back to you. Hopefully. Thank you so much, Miss Maurice. I love you. I adore you. Kiss, kiss. Appreciate you so very much, love. And holy hell. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much, War Eagle. Really do appreciate you, my dear. That is so kind of you. I love you to the moon and back, and moon and back again. So thank you so much. If you received one of those, give our War Dom Eagle a big thank you. She's the War Grand Dame Eagle, that is. War Grand Dame Eagle. I like the War Grand Dame myself. Thank you so much, sweetie Peteys. Really do appreciate you. I guess we'll all be heading to Sumner County. Sebastian, Army lineup. Single file. F it. We'll do it live in Sumner County. Is what we'll do. Blessings coming in clutch. How you back to square one and start from the beginning. Sebastian deserves so much more and justice. Praying for a breakthrough, praying for Seth and his heart. Yes. I agree, Bliss. I mean, Summer Wells has been missing for years, right? For years. And it's just it's awful. It's awful that these kids, so many of them, are not getting the justice that they deserve and absolutely need, especially if there is foul play, right? Regardless whether there's foul play or not, you deserve to be found and you deserve to be laid in a place where your family and the community knows where you are. Just breaks my heart. Lakeside, love you, baby. Good to see you, Lakeside. Thank you so very much. I really, really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you, Licky. My little Licky. All right, let's continue.
Says only one detective is actively assigned to the case and that he is often left to chase down the same leads.
Hold on, let me go back.
Follow with me so that I know that when a tip comes in, I'm not following up on what job they're supposed to do.
Seth says only one detective is actively assigned to the case and that he is often left to chase down the same leads, also sent to law enforcement.
We need more than just one set of eyes on this case, but it all falls on my shoulders to ask people to help find my son. My son means something to me. These people should be doing their job.
In his push for progress, Seth says he's reached out to lawmakers and is even drafting federal legislation aimed at reforming how child protection agencies and the Amber Alert system handle missing children's cases.
It's a federal oversight law on places like CPS, DCS, the Amber Alert, getting it redone and taking it out of people's hands that don't care about the children.
According to the FBI, an estimated 460,000 children are reported missing in the U.S. every year.
460,000 children just in the United States reported missing every year. The good thing about that is the overwhelming majority are found safe, right? It does take up resources, each one, but everyone deserves that. Everyone deserves that. And thankfully, most are found within a few hours, right? But he's right. He's absolutely right. And let me tell you something. Seth has been working his ass off lately, doing anything and everything that he can to be proactive in his son's case.
Seth says every one of those cases deserves attention, including Sebastian's.
A parent demands answers. We demand answers because our heart is missing. He is my world. I need him. I need him back with me.
We reached out to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for a statement. They assured us this case remains a top priority and said in part, please know that behind the scenes, a tremendous amount of work has been done and will continue. Some aspects of the investigation are not visible to the public due to the sensitive nature of the case.
Okay. So let's fine-tooth comb through this, shall we? Please know, this is quote, please know that behind the scenes, a tremendous amount of work has been done. Is that successfully? Like, you can do work all day and not get shit done. But but is that what you mean? I'm assuming. That's what I'm assuming. And will continue some, hold on, a tremendous amount of work has been done and will continue. Some aspects of the investigation are not visible to the public due to the sensitive nature. Sensitive. How you doing? I wonder what that is. I wonder what that is. Wonder what that is, honey. Thank you so much, Ginger Snaps. How you doing, darling? Good to see you. Thank you so much for 13 months. Justin, does LE have to invite in the U.S. Marshals, or can the parents invite them in? Law enforcement has to do that. Law enforcement must. Hindsight sensitive. It makes me feel the words don't want to make them upset. We, us, in my opinion. How do you mean? How do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. I mean, I understand you don't want them, like us, to get upset, but you know what I mean? Like, can you go a little further in what you mean? A parent can request anything, but if they are not invited in per law enforcement, they so whoever has the case initially is who keeps the case, who is the head of the case, whether you invite someone in or not. The therapy notes, that is Sebastian speaking right there about what was going on. Absolutely, CC. Absolutely, CC. And those therapy notes. Mm, 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 mm. Yes, please know that behind the scenes, a tremendous amount of work has been done and will continue. Bad actor saying, for us to, like they're saying, don't get upset, sit back and shut up is Ellie's attitude. As multiple CPS cases went unmonitored and now children missing BS. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think if they could just say, come out and do a press conference and say, we are working this case, and listen, we will find a resolution to this case. We will. And listen, I know that they want this done, right? This has been a lot of pressure on them. They owe it to the community. Absolutely. Absolutely. But, my thing is if they're stuck, right? If they're stuck somewhere, what's wrong with just bringing some fresh eyes in? That's my thing. Like, if they're working on it and they will have a resolution by themselves, fine. Do, a press conference and be like, guys, I know we've been quiet. We've been really busy. Rest assured, a resolution is coming in this case. And that's that. Okay. Or, guys, we are where we are right now. And I don't know. I don't know. I prefer rest to press conferences. Oh, hell yes, Lakeside. Hell to the yes. Hell to the yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wonder what. There goes my freaking camera. It's getting ready to die. Okay. I think it's the battery needing to charge. So I'm confused how the case hasn't progressed, Steph says. Well, obviously, I think the main thing that is keeping it back is not, Sebastian not being found. My question is, do they have an idea, a vicinity, even, a state at this point, hell, which I believe Sebastian, in my opinion, is most likely in Tennessee. but I don't know. I believe, I believe that they made some big mistakes in this case. And I believe they shouldn't have let any, and that, includes any of the parents, like, go, you know, 3 hours away and spend the night, you know, uh, after they was home one full day. I think that was wrong. I think there was a lot of mistakes made in the beginning, and that can be detrimental because literally every second, like literally every morsel of every second, is so important in the first couple days. And how do they, it, like, that may have been very, very detrimental to the case. Just like something happening in my town was no arrest made. Oh, yeah. 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 All right. I want to watch this one more time, guys.
Year-old Sebastian Rogers vanished from his home in
I'm
Hendersonville.
going to show you some
His
stuff after
disappearance
this.
sparked national headlines, but now his father says the case is losing momentum. With National Missing Children's Day coming up on Sunday, he is raising his voice and demanding urgency. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry is outside the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, where Sebastian's father made an emotional plea today. Caitlin.
Sebastian's biological father, Seth Rogers, was deeply frustrated when he spoke with me. He fears the
Probably.
case is going cold.
My son's been missing for 15 months, and they don't care.
Sebastian disappeared in February last year. He was just 15 years old. Initial search efforts involved local police, the TBI, and the FBI. But those physical searches have since shifted to focus on the investigative side. The last press conference on the case was more than a year ago.
I would love to see them actually conducting more searches. I'd like to have some communication on the tips that have come in just with me, so that I know that when a tip comes in, I'm not following up on what job they're supposed to do.
Seth says only one detective is actively assigned to the case and that he is often left to chase down the same leads, also sent to law enforcement.
We need more than just one set of eyes on this case, but it all falls on my shoulders to ask people to help find my son. My son means something to me. These people should be doing their job.
In his push for progress, Seth says he's reached out to lawmakers and is even drafting federal legislation aimed at reforming how child protection agencies and the Amber Alert system handle missing children's cases.
And it needs to change. It needs to be just like Canada, where they run a two-prong investigation. Of course, listen to the parents, but also don't put all your eggs in one basket. And listen, I understand, like, I get law enforcement's point, because 99% of the time the parents are telling the truth, or the caregiver, or whoever it is in the home. 99% they're telling the truth. But what about that 1%? We're talking about the 1% of time when they're not. And that is why a lot of these 1% don't get solved, because they put all the resources into listening to the parents whenever there needs to be a two-prong investigative side, in my opinion. And that is what Canada does. Just back in the winter, Seth said he had been getting updates and had a renewed faith. What happened? He still talks to him. He still talks to him. And obviously he knows more than what, when Sebastian first went missing, whenever it was his birthday, that's when, kind of things changed around. But he still talks to them all the time. but he's just kind of brought this publicly because I don't know if Seth knows something that, I'm sure he does know stuff that, we don't know when it comes to law enforcement. But enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Federal oversight law on places like CPS, DCS, the Amber Alert, getting it redone and taking it out of people's hands that don't care about the children.
According to the FBI, an estimated 460,000 children are reported missing in the U.S. every year. Seth says every one of those cases deserves attention, including Sebastian's.
A parent demands answers. We demand answers because our heart is missing. He is my world. I need him. I need him back with me.
We reached out to the Sumner County.
This is what a parent does 15 months later. They never stop for their kid. They never, ever, ever stop for their kid. Yes, Maxine, just today. This was just released a couple hours ago. You never stop. Tony's around. He's working a lot and doing, being proactive and all that. So, of course, he is angry. This is not his truck keys. It's his baby, of course. He is calling. I mean, just if you were in his shoes, wouldn't you be frustrated? Broke 460,000 reports submit. Yes, broke. Yep, bingo. Yes, that is correct. Hold on one second. Kids go missing per year let's see here. 400 in 2024 it was 365,000. In 2024 it was 365,000. That's about 1,000 kids reported missing every single day in the United States. But we have, 325 million people in this country. More than 94% are found safe and recovered, usually within hours to a few days. The terrifying truth lies in the 1 to 2%, roughly 1 to 2%, it varies on year, of cases remain long-term or unsolved. That's about 3,000 to 7,000 children who vanish each year that don't come home. This includes abductions, foul play, trafficking, but most of the 1 to 2% is foul play within the home or the setting that they are in. So yes, yep, that's it. Thank you so much, Broke. Really do appreciate the idea. Thank you, Ginger, as well. Hypothetically speaking, if the role was reversed and it was KK and Edgar begging for answers from Ellie, would they get them? More searches? ? Would there be a press conference? I don't think so. I really don't. No. I think Seth is not the one that has, Seth is the one that is speaking to law enforcement, right? He is the one that is still speaking to law enforcement. And I think that's, all you need to know. I mean, when's the last time Edgar and KK spoke to anybody in law enforcement related to their son? Bugsy, what does sensitive nature mean? Please, exactly. Well, sensitive nature, in my opinion, means a sensitive investigation, a sensitive that could be like a hindrance to the case, if you will. And I also think that means, we don't want to F this up because of what we know and perhaps who they are got their, investigation set on, if you will. So that's what I think it means, in my opinion. This is the thing. If Sebastian, just walked out of his house and, he would have most likely been found. They usually don't go too far off. You would think that, it's sensitive, but it's not sensitive as in we can't tell you things, right? There's a reason law enforcement doesn't tell you things. That means they're working behind the scenes in some form or fashion. And I believe, in my opinion, they have suspects privately that they don't name, but that's just me. All right, we're going to get a little deeper into the Sebastian Rogers case in just 1 second. Gemini, how you doing, dog? In my opinion, it was cold that the statement came from SCSO and not a named sheriff or detective. In my opinion, SCSO can't get tips if they won't answer calls. I know a lot of people's been critical of them in the aspect of not feeling like they're not getting calls back, related to, feeling like they could have something. I think it can be a double-edged sword when too many things come in. It can bog down the case because I know people want to help, and a lot of times people think they have something, but sometimes they don't, and they really do have to check up on all of them. But I absolutely understand and agree with you. Seems to me Ellie dropped the ball from the beginning, never really had a clue on what's going on. Oh, magic, I'm telling you. All right, guys, we're going to have a little song here. Hope you enjoy it, and then we're going to get more into the Sebastian case just to lighten things up a little bit.
You can put your bra on. It's just past midnight now. It's coming to Redneck Avenue. I'm taking it in full view. Kathy, wait before you go on the phone. I went for a 911 mark and picked up 3 girls, but Buffy and Muffy got nothing on her. Digger, put your bra on. You remember the Heartland bar where she met KK? And now Kathy must have been happy then to accuse her now. Neighbor J.B. knows everything. When we spoke, it was bad and bitter. Oh, she's hurt, said they would just hit her anyway, but she just uses the pain she's imagined. So I know that it's mad. I hope she does change. Lisa was sold out, old had a reputation. In this situation, it's everyone's song. thinking, but you're wrong. Now KK is the snoozer. She better not lift her head until tomorrow. That's what Judge Dilla Sanders said. Said they changed her math, for it was tacitly dead. But all those girls deserve my pity there. This cross in plain sight may help lift up their spirits. That's why you better get your bra on. Sister Kathy said that it might be true, but I'll believe it happened. And Kyla once told me she died possibly in your prison for something easy. As soon as she calls Papa Mr. Kelly, except even he says it's more to do with her pain. Some crazy explain the whole thing. Better get your bra on. Dark hair's better. And now Kathy must have been happy then to accuse her now. Neighbor Jamie knows everything. When we spoke, it was bad and bitter. Though she's hurt, said they would just hit her anyway. But she just uses the pain she's imagined. So I know that it's mad. I hope she does change. Lisa will sell that old tattered reputation. In this situation, it's everyone's song. And now Kathy must have been happy then to accuse her now. Neighbor Jamie knows everything. When we spoke, it was bad and bitter. Though she's hurt, said they would just hit her anyway. But she just uses the pain she's imagined. So I know that it's mad. I hope she does change. At least it will sell that old tattered reputation. In this situation, it's everyone's song.
All right, children, thank you all so much for that. I do appreciate you for holding it down. Some things that I wanted to go over this evening, if you don't mind. I wanted to go over some things that is rather interesting, in my opinion, on some things. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. And if you do, that means you will have 10 years of good luck. I'm just saying. Okay. So hit that thumbs up so you'll have 10 years of good luck. Okay. You're welcome in advance.
The bed.
Listen.
Yes.
Listen at the very end. This is 44 seconds. Listen at the very end.
So he wore, like I said, it was the black pants with the white stripes down the side. It was a long sleeve black shirt. It was not a hoodie. It wasn't a sweatshirt. It was a long sleeve black shirt.
And y'all think that he went out the front door?
Right now, that is the best assumption available.
Y'all don't think maybe he might have put a sweater on or something? I mean,
that right there is, that would be an assumption, and we never saw him. We saw
yeah.
what he went
You who never saw him, guys, did y'all hear that? Who never saw him?
never saw him. We saw
Yeah.
what he went.
Hold
That
on.
would be an assumption, and we never saw him. Assumption, and we never saw him. 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 We saw
Yeah.
what he went to bed in. We saw
Yeah.
what he went to bed in. We saw
Yeah.
what he went to bed in. We saw
Yeah.
what he went to bed in. We saw
Yeah.
what he went to bed in. And that was it.
Oh, that interesting. Very, very interesting, isn't that? You just never know. How could we saw what he went to bed in? There's a lot of wheeze that night. Isn't there? We would have known he would have went out the door. We would have known this. We would have known that.
Some even extended family that was looked at the electronic devices, things like that, just to get the clarification that people were where they were when they said they were.
People were where they were when they said they were.
If there was no forms of communication that took place because somebody thought that this, and this. And I promise you,
He promises. He absolutely promises.
absolutely zero chance that they missed a device.
Nobody asked about missing a device, did they? Nobody asked about missing a device. Nobody. Nobody asked about missing a device. I find that interesting. I find that very, very interesting. I promise you, nobody missed a device. Interesting. And, you know, it was asked to Edgar, what did you, how did you and KK talk that night? Did you talk through phone? Did you talk through Messenger? Did you video? He will not even say how they spoke that night. Now, he uses the excuse it's not relevant to the investigation. But if it's not relevant, then answer the question, right? Just answer the question. I mean, this is coming from a person that thinks empathy is a brand of cologne. But still, answer the question. Right? Right.
Chris, I have watched them.
And his crew, I believe, has seen the same maps that we've all seen. The 5 mile radius has been from the house has been very thoroughly checked. Now, am I going to say 1,000% every little grass blade has been inspected? No, but as much as they have.
So, can't say every little grass blade has been checked, but he promises you there's definitely they checked. You know, they didn't miss any devices.
Have searched, I'd say going outside of the 5 mile radius would be a good start. Instead of just staying inside of that.
I agree with that. Going outside of the 5 mile radius would be a good start. I mean, if he knows that, then perhaps point in a direction would be good, maybe.
5 mile radius. Now, if there is something, that has not been discovered or somebody comes across something and it may suggest otherwise, by all means, I am not going to say don't. But I mean, if we just stay inside that 5 mile radius, then we are not doing Sebastian any justice.
Right. And I completely understand that.
Okay. Let's go then 5, then 10 mile radius. Yeah, maybe that's the way that they need to do it. Soldier Girl. Maybe. All right. Check this out.
If there was something major going on or something.
Now, this is Ed Gerstein speaking to the effect of why KK didn't call 911.
If there was something major going on or something, she needed a 911 paramedic at the house, I'm sure she called 911 and got a paramedic. We didn't know what was going on at the very moment. So she did what she did. She called me. We talked. We did this. We'll look this. We'll look that. Next thing you know, hang tight. And I called the sheriff's office. And I got directly through the sheriff's office, immediately called the dispatch, gave the call. Within, I think, 10 minutes of that call, they were at the house. I mean, it was a very fast response.
again, if you will notice on these cases, most people that have an emergency, they just pick up the phone and dial 911 like people do. They don't go through these rigorous steps of calling this person, hold on, let's talk on three-way, or if you go to Summer Wells case, if you go to Sebastian Rogers case, if you go to Lily and Jack's case, what is all three cases rather, have in common about the 911 call? Strange with the timeline. Very strange with the timeline, right? You've got Lily and Jack's case, 8 a.m. Stepdad says he goes out and wades through ponds, and then searches dirt roads and culverts, and says the RCMP was there when he got there, and then says after they got home they waited on the RCMP. Here, KK, after 3 minutes of searching, she calls Edgar. What, Justin? You're talking about scientific Edgar, who has time travels down to the millisecond. Yes. Don Wells called a Lawson Sheriff's Office and was told to call 911. Yes. Which precisely Edgar and them called the sheriff's office, and the first words, again, I've had it recorded, I've shared it with you guys. It says, "Thank you for calling the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. So apparently they didn't take that direction. They called the dispatch, which is the non-emergency line. Who the hell does that? Also, now it wasn't 2 hours like it seems to be in Jack and Lily's case, but from 9:03 to 9:43, we have about 40 minutes of we have no idea what happened in that 40 minutes, except they did text Seth. What was going on in that 40 minutes? I don't know. But 40 minutes is a long time whenever your child is missing, especially when you say, Edgar Steen, that you didn't want to waste time by, you say, getting transferred over, because you say that's what 911 does there. Well, if you say you didn't want to waste time, why was it 40 freaking minutes at 9:43? That is whenever they say mom is out in the neighborhood right now and she's driving a baby blue Infinity. And KK said just on a recent interview that as soon as she got into the school parking lot, that's when Edgar says that he hurry up, 911, or the police are on their way, rather. So if you was on the 911 call, you would think you would already he wouldn't need to tell you that, right? If you guys are on a three-way call together, you're going to know that authorities are on their way. And you also say, I stayed on the phone. Edgar says, I stayed on the phone pretty much the whole time. What did Bliss say? They sent a They sent Seth a text, in my opinion, to keep from being recorded because they knew his work number for emergencies. Bingo, in my opinion, as well, girlfriend. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How did he call his mommy to get to the house while on the three-way call? Good question. Good question. Good question.
No, no.
One thing to
Response.
Chris, do you think that Seth had anything to do with the disappearance of his child?
No, no.
100% at your soul, you don't believe
I
you,
don't
Katie,
feel
or
he
Seth?
does. No, absolutely not. And everybody will has their own opinions, but Seth was at work.
Now, recently, Edgar has stated that Seth was not seen on the clock for 2 hours. And Edgar, you know that that is 1 billion% not true. He also states that there is no car and that one of the neighbors has allegedly came forward, after a year and said that it was him taking out the trash at 3 a.m. Right. Press 3 for Blanche. By the way, she has retired and getting her hair done today. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Who gets their hair done on a Monday at freaking what? Hold on a second. I just thought of something. Wait a second. So remember, Cruella said she was getting her hair done. Getting her hair done, right? Yep, Soldier Girl. Who's getting their hair done on a Monday at freaking 7 a.m.? Who's getting their hair done on a 7 a.m.? And most salons aren't open on Monday to begin with. I wonder if she got her necklace, Smiley says. Right? Right. Or did you call her, at sorry, honey. I know you're going through this, but mommy's getting her hair done. It's a Monday. Go buy mommy a necklace. Go buy her a necklace. Yes. Yes. Unless it's like, Walmart or something like that, getting her hair done. Was it a perm with a set, Justin? Of course. Of course it was. Oh my God. Ugh.
After I got off the phone with law enforcement, I told Katie, I said, I'll call you right back. Next phone call, the immediately next phone call I made was directly to Seth. Immediately.
And you see, that's a problem as well, right? Why is that a problem, in my opinion? Well, because he says he called after he got off the phone with, he says, law enforcement, aka the non-emergency line, or he says dispatch. He calls Seth next. But what time was Seth's text or call? What time was it? Does anyone remember the exact time? The text was around 7:19, wasn't it? Is the only one who could speak in that house. I agree, Greenhouse. The text was 6:22. What time was the call? If my son was missing and my mother-in-law had the audacity to even be speaking about jewelry and my husband to buy crap at the time like that, she would have, yeah, exactly. 7:42 was the call. Seth not shipped to SCSO. What do you mean by that? What time was the call at 7:42? I know the text was it. Did he do them like one after another? I can't remember. I need to pull up the timeline.
I called his phone. It went to voicemail. I didn't leave a voicemail. I sent him a text.
Okay. Okay, well that explains it right there. He says he sent a call. It went to voicemail. He hung up and he sent him a text. The six was it 6:22. That's a problem. Big problem. Why is that a problem? Right? Why is that a problem? Let's go back just a little bit right here.
Immediately next phone call I made was directly to
Hold
Seth.
on.
The phone with law enforcement. I told Katie, I said, I'll call you right back. Next phone call, the immediately next phone call I made was directly to Seth.
Okay. So they hadn't talked to law enforcement yet because they don't talk to law enforcement until what was it? 6:39. 6:39. So how can he be talking to law enforcement when he hasn't talked to Seth yet? Because he says he called law enforcement. You get that? Called law enforcement, and this would have had to been before 6:22, which is what he's saying. But it couldn't have been because law enforcement was not contacted until 6:39. And 6:43 KK is running around the neighborhood. Do y'all get what I mean? Put a 1 in the chat if you get what I mean. Put a 2 if you don't. No, Horseman, he didn't claim he had 2 phones, but if he only had allegedly 1 phone. Okay, you don't get it? Okay. So let me just play this again so you can understand.
Everybody will has their own opinions, but Seth was at work. You know, after I got off the phone with law enforcement.
After he got off the phone with law enforcement, he says he calls Seth.
I told Katie, I said, I'll call you right back. Next phone call, the immediately next phone call I made was directly to Seth. Immediately. I called his phone. It went to voicemail. I didn't leave a voicemail. I sent him a text.
All right. So he's saying they spoke to law enforcement, then said he hung up, and then he calls Seth, and then he doesn't answer, so he leaves him a text. We know what time the text was. It was at 6:22, correct? And if it is at 6:22, that means they have not yet even called law enforcement because law enforcement phone call doesn't start till 6:39. So how could you have spoken to law enforcement at before 6:22 whenever dispatch says 6:39. And at 6:42, that's when it says mom is out. Mom just went out into the neighborhood, going up and down the street, and she is driving a baby blue Infinity. Is Seth in here? Hey, Seth. Good to see you, brother.
As soon as you get this, call me immediately. 911. Still to this day, that's exactly what I told him.
And call me immediately. 911, says the parent that doesn't call 911. The stepfather,
He
I should
called
say.
me, and I told him, and I'll never forget that conversation. I won't. Nope. But I told him. He went to the house. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just promise you, it is very straight, black and white, no gray area. It's right down the middle.
And
Here it is.
and Chris, I realize that people are speculating.
He promises that there is no gray area, and that also he says this would be a rather boring case. I have never, ever, ever, ever heard anyone, much less a family member, say that their stepchild's case is a rather boring case at all. You would want as much attention on it as possible. Nothing to see here. It's rather boring. Don't look at this.
That your mother was there at the house when Seth arrived. And everyone's like, oh, Chris's mom was there. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't know what Katie and the relationship between Katie and Chris's mother was like.
What is it like? You tell us. What's it like, KK? What's it like with Cruella? How can CP be making all of these phone calls when he is on the phone with KK? Well, he said there that he got off the phone with KK and said he called Seth. But this is the other thing, right? This is the other thing. If they called, a non-911 number on a three-way, why couldn't they just stay on a three-way and call Seth on a three-way? The mother of Sebastian Rogers couldn't, stay on the phone either and call Seth to say our son is missing.
And Chris
Did this mother chicken expire? I hate you. Ugh. I literally can't stand Canva now. I literally can't stand it because now, like, the link expires after a while, and it's so bullshit. It's bullshit. 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 Hold on, guys. I have to pull this up again. Damn it. All right. 2L seconds, please. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Hold on, what's that one? Oh, that's when he's threatening. I think hitting someone with a car. When he's saying that to Betty or something like that about protesting. Here we go. Play this 1 second as we wait on this. Look at this, guys. I'll never forget this one either. Ever forget this one. Thank you so much, Bliss. Blessings, my dear. Really do appreciate you. I do not know how to make videos, but it would be great if someone could put all the stories and laws, in my opinion, all in order, then send it to SES so CP won't forget what he said. Don't be mad, in my opinion. Yep. Don't be mad. Justin, you said that so casually. Oh, that's when he was. Well, it's just, yeah, sad but true. It's what he did.
The Sumner County Sheriff's Office has reiterated that people should be keeping their own personalized searches around their property. The Sheriff's Office also is asking people to check their home surveillance videos, specifically between last Sunday afternoon through Monday morning. And so keep searching through your video. Again, if you have video that is of interest, you can send that directly to Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we have where you can upload it on our website, newschannel5.com.
Listen to that part.
Property. The Sheriff's Office also is asking people to check their home surveillance videos, specifically between last Sunday afternoon through Monday morning. And so keep searching through your video. Again, if you have video that is of interest, you can send that directly to Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and we have where you can upload it on our website, Newschannel 5.
They want to know about Sunday evening. You know, that's when Edgar doesn't talk about, you ask him where he was at, and he doesn't seem to answer that one. Wonder why. Just curious on that one, you know what I mean? All right, here we go. Here we go. Don't expire on me, Canva.
My wife was, watch the shows. They call these 911 shows, and people are freaking out.
We'll stop where we was. Here we go.
Very fast response.
Chris, do you think that Seth had anything to do with the disappearance?
Called his phone. It went to voicemail. I didn't leave a voicemail. I sent him a text. As soon as you get this, call me.
Bingo, Seth.
911. Still to this day, that's exactly what I told him. And he called me, and I told him, and I'll never forget that conversation. I won't. Nope. But I told him. He went to the house. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what people want. I mean, people are going to want their own answers and their own theories, but I promise you, it is very straight.
I've never heard a stepdad say, I don't know what people want. The truth. Sebastian found. That's, I don't know what people want.
Black and white, no gray area. It's right down the middle.
And
here it is.
And Chris, I realize that people are speculating that your mother was there at the house when Seth arrived. And everyone's like, oh, Chris's mom was there. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't know what Katie and the relationship between Katie and Chris's mother was like. And Chris probably called his mother to have her go over there and be with Katie until he could get there to comfort Katie.
Yes, I did that. I did ask my mom to go to my house.
See?
Yes.
That's what I have been trying to tell people.
Here's a little cool little tidbit.
Listen, cool.
So
little
you know
tidbit.
how certain phone companies have these trackers for their phones to track their kids and things like that.
Right.
So we have that. And it's not just me and Katie and the kids. It's actually my whole family's involved with it.
They all allegedly have Life 360. Y'all. But He, Edgar does not want to even say where he was at Sunday, right? Right. Right.
And we have that Life 360 on our phones. And if people stop to, and this is what I was leading to, but if people would just stop and think about this, the first 8 days, there's not one aspect of mine, Katie's, or Seth's life that has not been combed through 20 times over. I'm sorry that you're thinking wrong, because it has happened. Every family member, any direct family member that we've had contact, and I'm sure they reached out to Seth's side too, and did
And even indirect family members?
the same thing. I mean, everybody who
Kelsey.
had a possibility, they have interviewed, they have alibis, they've got
Alibis.
evidence to, this person was here at this time, this person was here at this time.
Evidence to where you were. So they have evidence of them, what, being at home from midnight to 6 a.m.? Is that what you're saying? Just, one little clean report of saying, a Life 360 report. How about that? I would have thought, oh, Seth, you could, send it to me if you want, that is.
And that's what kind of upset me that night on that show when Seth said that, because Seth knows that my mom was interviewed. He knows. The law enforcement here was there in my house, and they told us all about it. It's
Who remembers him getting very, very upset on web sleuths? I know I should, Eileen. I know I shouldn't. Well, I didn't know that. What did Seth say? Sumner County has refused to help from multiple agencies, including the U.S. Marshals. Damn. FBI gets assignments from the lead alien. Yep. It starts from Sumner. I know, Seth. That's what I said. I think, you know what? After 15 months, start clearing people, right? Let's clear Seth Rogers. But I don't think they will, because I think that would, KK and Edgar, because I don't think, my opinion, that they would be perhaps cleared.
It's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap.
That's right. It would probably be, guys, he's saying his stepson's case would be a boring case. This would be a boring case. I have never, ever, I cannot imagine Beth Halloway saying that Natalie Halloway's case would be a rather boring case. There is no such thing as a missing child's case as being boring. Never. Hold on. Guys, I don't know. Something's wrong with my thing. Watch this.
I need this. I need that.
Hold
Calm
on.
down.
Wait.
It takes them forever. Simple. My life was a mess.
Listen to this. Watch this.
You know, do, 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 do. Watch the shows. Like, do. Watch the shows. Like, do. Watch the shows. Do. Watch the shows. Do. Watch the shows. They call these do. Watch the shows. They call these 911 shows, and
Oh, you
people.
dumbass. Okay, back to regular scheduled program. A rather boring case, y'all. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. That's
Because
Edgar.
Seth knows that my mom's interviewed.
He's a little doodle-doo.
He knows. I mean, the law enforcement here was there in my house, and they told us all about it. I mean, it's, you know, it's so simple.
What they tell you all about?
Seth knows that my mom's interviewed. He knows. I mean, the law enforcement here was there in my house, and they told us all about it. I mean, it's, you know, it's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
Guys, this is a rather boring case, Edgar says. And the best part about it, that
he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. Personally, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
Chris,
That is the most unique aspect of this case.
Chris, same thing.
Edgar, if this is so simple, why are we at 15 months? Why are we at 15 months? So simple and boring.
And I'm not standing up for certain people's actions, but I will say this. Seth is a father, and his emotions, his mental state, the way he is you, if this father, and don't get me wrong, I don't want people to see it. There's no reason for people.
Hold on.
Right.
Yeah.
How Katie is that you don't see.
We don't see anything from her. Do we?
08 Sanford Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised that the new 15-year-old male is not in the bed. Medium white male, 30 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, one finger turned down. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants.
Listen.
Two male does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight.
First time it's happened. She made it seem like he walked out of the house. If your kid is missing and he's never ran away before and he was absolutely fine, had a great weekend, you wake up, you're going to be confused. You are not going to say he walked out of the house. You're going to say, my son is not in the house. Where the hell is he? Where the hell is he? You're going to be confused. You're not going to say, oh, this is the first time he just walked out of the house. You're not going to say that. You're going to say, I have no idea where my son is. In my opinion, I think Seth needs to get a lawyer and start his case with CPS reports and against whoever is in the reports and the ones from the counselor. Then Ellie is not going to do anything about the reports. Perhaps Beth.
Night. First time it happened. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. I'm probably going to be in the home before midnight.
What did she say right there about midnight? Last in the house, seen in the house before midnight? Is that what she says?
I'm probably going to be in the home before midnight. This is the first time it happened. Probably going to be in the home before midnight. The doors are locked at this time. 4780 412. She's not. With her son at the house, the mother is driving around looking for him in the Victoria Place subdivision, and she is driving a baby blue Infiniti.
Yep, that was at 6:42. 6:42. She is driving around in a baby blue Infiniti. 6:42. She searches for 3 minutes and then calls Edgar. And from 6:03 to 6:42, the only thing we know is that they text Seth. What happened in that amount of time? What happened? That's the question, right?
Something that I believe we're.
Oh, wrong one. 1 second. That's the wrong one. I haven't heard these in forever.
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, I've never experienced sheer panic in the way that I did. And basically for every minute since that, not knowing where your child is a pain that,
Well, Edgar thinks it's boring, KK. So maybe you should talk to him about that. I'm sorry. This woman, I don't believe she believes them, in my opinion. Her face gives it all.
never known pain like this before.
Watch your eyes.
And walk me through the events that happened, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening. And when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing.
A pretty good evening together as well. You were studying, you say, sleeping and talking on the phone for 2 hours, like after you got home at 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock. What happened? What did y'all do? Interesting. Early on, reporters could smell. I mean, I think everyone could until, I think 98% of the public thinks something's not right here, but it's YouTube that thinks otherwise.
Up until bedtime, and then some. I let him stay up a little late.
She let him stay up a little late, y'all, till 9 o'clock. He just had a busy weekend, and she let him stay up at least another hour later. And then when he said he was going to bed at 10 o'clock, she hears a thud, which that means he was up another hour. Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? Or, I don't care what you're doing in there, but knock it off and go to bed. That's an oxymoron. That's what that is. That's doesn't even make sense. You don't care what he's doing in there, but knock it off and go to bed. Well, then you care what he's doing. She just had to add that to make it sound like it was casual, in my opinion. Right.
And when I told him to go to bed, he's like, I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies.
Listen to this.
And he went to bed.
And he went to bed. She always says, like, he went to bed. Always says it just like that. And no, he didn't go to bed, KK. He did not go to bed. If you're saying that he's up at 10 o'clock and you're in there on the couch yelling, saying, I don't care what you're doing, but knock it off and go to bed, then he didn't go to bed at 9 o'clock. When you heard this alleged thud, just the thud, rather, just the thud.
And I went to bed around midnight. Everything seemed fine. And when I went to wake him up for school, that's when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house. And that's when I panicked.
And when you panicked, what did you do?
First thing I did was call my husband, and I said, he's not here. My husband said, what do you mean he's not here? I said, he's not in the house. And he said, immediately.
He's not here? Who's he? You mean Sebastian?
Just started, did you check here? Did you check there? Did you look here? And I ran through the house, and
you're going to listen to what Edgar says after this. It's very interesting.
At that point, I was hysterical, for lack of a word. And we three-wayed the police.
Dogs.
And
no, the dogs don't bark.
Within minutes, they were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast. And we haven't found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing, like she said, we asked questions like, where's he at? Check this, check that. And then we called the sheriff's department. I called the sheriff's department. I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time.
What do you mean pretty much most of the time?
And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief.
Well, I mean, you asked for a relief. What time did you get off of work? 10 o'clock? 4 hours? Would you stay at work for an additional 4 hours if a member of your home, in your home, went missing? I'm going to ask for a relief, and it's going to take them 4 hours to get there. 4 fucking hours. 4 hours to ask for a relief.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Exactly, Sophie.
Got a relief. Got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville.
And that was, I guess, Monday?
The morning that he was missing, yes.
Hold on. I need to check something. Did I not record this on this one? Hold on.
And we haven't found him.
Hold on. Wait a second.
Like she said, I got the phone call that he was missing.
And we haven't found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing,
okay.
And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief. Got a relief. Got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville.
And that was, I guess, Monday?
The morning that he was missing, yes.
Okay. And
the morning he was missing.
So what was your reaction when you got that call from your wife that Sebastian was missing?
Initially, I was like, "Oh, he's goofing around again. Here we go. He's
Here we
like
go,
hiding."
y'all.
And then when we talked about the places,
Yeah, like he's like hiding. Yeah, like 6 o'clock in the morning before school, like he's hiding. you know, that's he's gonna just get up before a 15-year-old's gonna get up before mom and go outside the house and just hide, goofing around again, because that's what
check, and he's not there. I was like, "Okay, stop."
listen,
Instantly call the police.
instantly, guys, instantly. Listen to he even does his hands like this, like that. Listen to it.
Instantly. I'm a black and white kind of guy. I talked about the places to check, and he's not there. I was like, "Okay, stop." Instantly call the police. Instantly.
6:39 a.m. 6:03 to 6:39 instantly, because he's a black or white kind of guy.
I'm a black and white kind of guy.
And to your knowledge, he didn't take shoes with him, right? He locked the door on his way out. Or I guess, what are some of the things that you think he did as he left?
We checked for all of his shoes and none of them are missing. The door was locked.
And what was there some discrepancy as to what he was wearing when he went to bed, or what was he last seen wearing? What was he wearing to bed that night?
When he went to bed, he was wearing black sweatpants with white stripes down the side. And he had on a black long sleeve black shirt with a print on the front. I'm pretty sure it was one of his
like Star Wars or Halloween or
even Minecraft.
Yeah,
those are the three main
things.
things.
The three things that majority is on his clothes.
Yeah.
Boy, he has his flavors.
And obviously you guys are going through the unimaginable, and then
Mohawk says, we checked for his shoes. Nope. Seth noticed all Sebastian's footwear at the front door. That's right. We checked for all his shoes. They wanted to, in my opinion, get that in there to say we checked for his shoes. No, Seth was walking through the door when he first got there and noticed, and he yelled out, "His shoes are still here." And a law enforcement officer came there, and then KK allegedly comes running behind him. Oh my God. Whispering Winds Donna. Thank you, Seth. How can we help now? What do you need? Thank you, Whispering. That's sweet.
Getting a lot of like the kickback that you've seen on social media. I mean, how much worse has that?
The facts are the facts. I mean, the police know the facts, and all I ask of anyone is, if they're able and willing, is to help find him.
Before, right, just kind of walked out of the house.
He's not a runner. This is not normal for him.
So if he's not a runner and this is not normal, why are you saying he walked out the front door? How would you know that? There's nothing to suggest he walked out or he did anything on his own accord after he went inside that home after dinner that night.
To run away. He's not a runner.
And any places, I guess, I know you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing
what we've been asked to do by the law enforcement agencies and everybody involved. I am not going to divulge anything more than that.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to ask, I guess, next is if you were to go out and search right now.
Hold on. What?
I am not going to divulge anything more than the enforcement agency doing what we've been.
He comes home.
We
in the house, right? Just in case you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing what.
No, baby, they went 3.5 hours away and sat in a glamper.
We've been asked to do by the law enforcement agencies and everybody involved. I am not going to divulge anything more than that.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to ask, I guess, next is if you were to go out and search right now, if people want to help search, what types of places would you guys look at that he could maybe be at?
Anywhere and everywhere. At this point,
It's been 11 days. He could be anywhere.
Yeah, they've searched the woods, they've searched parks, they've searched creeks, they've searched. At this point, it anything and everything.
Anywhere that he could be staying out of the weather or getting food or, I mean, honestly, this.
Well, magically he never had a scent that led anywhere. Never was spotted on camera. Nobody ever saw him. No footprint, shoe print, any article of clothing. Nothing seen on camera. And I was listening to a recording a while back, and Edgar says he could go within an hour, 2 to 4 miles in 1 hour. And he says, if he left at midnight, he could be, what was it? As much as, conservatively 24 miles away, or he could be even, a few feet out the door. But there's nothing to suggest that. A few feet out the door, well, they've never even seen him go out the door or anywhere in the neighborhood. And if you go 24 miles out and nobody sees him walking within a distance of 24 miles, how could nobody see him walking a distance of 24 miles? And first of all, you're not going to walk 24 miles barefooted. He's not going to be able to walk a mile barefooted.
Point, he could genuinely be anywhere.
How hopeful are you two that he will come home?
I will never give up hope on finding my child.
Optimism is at its highest, regardless.
Our son is out there. We're going to find him.
And now publicly, like obviously police are now investigating a landfill. People are speaking out about that. What are your thoughts about that?
Everybody has an opinion and their assumptions, and they are entitled to those. But as I've stated before,
listen,
all we've asked people to do is to look at the facts.
Now, it's very interesting, I've always found this question very interesting. She says, now the police are investigating a landfill. What do you think about that? They say, Edgar says, people are going to think what they think. The facts are the facts. Most parents would say, oh my God, my heart sunk whenever they were searching in a landfill. Not be defensive about it. She was just asking how you felt about them searching a landfill, not about blaming anybody at all. How do you feel about it? Most people their child is missing and they're searching a landfill, they feel terrified, scared. Not the facts are the facts. Kimbo, what's wrong, honey?
Not what everybody's putting out there. If they have questions, call the law enforcement.
He did an absolute non-answer. An absolute non-answer. The facts are the facts. Call law enforcement if you have a question. That's not what she asked. Go back. Listen.
Everybody has an opinion.
Our son is out there. We're going to find him.
Listen to how she asked it.
And now just, I mean, publicly, like obviously police are now investigating a landfill. People are speaking out about that. What are your thoughts about that?
Everybody has an opinion and their assumptions.
People are speaking out about it. Well, of course people are speaking out about it. That's never a good thing whenever they're searching a landfill. I've never seen anyone be pulled out of a landfill like that days after they went missing and be alive. So, how do you feel about that? Defensive much? Bliss, thank you so much, Gia. Sebastian was home every day by himself for a couple of hours. Why would Sebastian not leave during the day? Make it make sense, PCP. Exactly. And he was at home when Seth was at work a lot of times as well. So it's crazy. Yes, ask how you feel, not everyone else. Exactly.
And they are entitled to those. But as I've stated before,
Thank you.
All we've asked people to do is to look at the facts, not what everybody's putting out there. If they have questions, call the law enforcement agencies and they'll give you whatever they can give you. But the assumptions are just that. They are an assumption, your opinions. We pray for everybody for hopefully this never happens to you. And if it ever does, then you'll understand. But I pray it doesn't.
And they're doing their job. They're looking everywhere they can their goal is the same. We just want to find him.
If you could say something to Sebastian, if he's listening right now, what would you say to him?
I would say that we love you and we miss you and we want you to come home. And just know that we all care about you so much.
You're not in trouble. That door's unlocked and waiting for you to come home. Your puppies miss you. Your family misses you. I miss you. Just come home.
Anything else that you two want to add? Or
I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time. And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief. Got a relief. Got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville.
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house.
Okay, so we got that. Got up and got breakfast. Craziness. Absolute craziness. Interesting. He separates himself from family. Yes. Yep. Your mom misses you. Your dad misses you. Your family misses you. I miss you. That sounds like blah, blah. Come home, blah, blah. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I agree. Okay. Moving forward here. Let's see here. God, it's okay. I'm not taking calls right now. I don't know who's calling, but stop calling. I'm not taking calls right now. All right, moving on. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I think it might be this one. Oh, that's when his little ankle biters were barking at him. You know, the dogs that don't bark. While, you know, they're in the house. Never seen two Yorkies not bark. It's craziness. Absolute craziness. All right. I'm trying to find it. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. And, oh, God, I think I'm way too ahead. My internet is slow since we had a storm. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Okay. Projects. Video. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. This was Deception Detective, I think, right here with this. Listen to this. Oh, damn. Sorry, guys. I thought I was playing it. Shit. Sorry.
Anything that
Hold on.
could possibly be something that could lead us to him. We're going to keep looking. We're going to keep digging and keep
Sorry, guys.
finding and confirm if it is or isn't, because, I mean, if it's possible, then it's got to be confirmed.
How hopeful are you that this video truly has something that could lead to finding Sebastian?
I pray that if there is anything even remotely in it that could help us find Sebastian, I pray that it is I don't know how to word it, but it's followed up and found out. And, you know, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the video. I know what's in it. It actually gives us more rejuvenated hope that we may actually be on.
Yes, you're exactly right, Amber. It's never a problem to have people spreading the word about your missing child, except when you potentially have something to hide. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, dear. Really do appreciate you. Agree.
Onto something. We just have to run it down. We've got to figure this out. And with law enforcement doing what they can, and with the help of like TBI, the FBI, all of that. I mean, I believe Secret Service was involved in the beginning. Maybe they can look at this video as well.
It's disappointing that the news did not contact law enforcement about that video. 2 hours after it was aired, Sumner County made a statement that it was bull hockey, absolute bull hockey.
Let's bring people back to the table, and let's exercise every possibility of enhancing this video, looking at whatever, and tackling what it is to get an answer.
You know what? I even went in and told Mob Crew that when he was sitting there talking all that, there was a whole bunch of shit he was saying. I can't remember what all he said, but I went in there. I said, well, if you really want to know that bad, why don't you go in there? Why don't you go ask him? He's got no problem speaking to you.
Well, I got mob crew a better one. You want to look at your videos very carefully, and you want to get them, bring your ass down here and come find me. But when you sit behind a damn keyboard and you do the shit that you're doing, things he's doing right now, because he potentially may have a bigger issue down the road.
Some things, huh? And the way that the prophet.
Oh, damn. That wasn't all the recording. Shit. Some things, huh? Oh my God. I got Mob Crew a better one. Well, Mob Crew searched in Utah. He sure did. He sure did. He absolutely did. Absolutely did. That was Deception Detective did an amazing job there. Amazing job there. Okay, I think it's this one right here. Nope. That one. Nope, not that one. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. And I will play it for you. Okay.
And the reason why I say that is not Sebastian. He's not a child that just goes outside at any point in time without telling somebody something.
If somehow that zero knowledge.
Yeah, if it had happened, we don't know about it.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is not Sebastian. He's not a child that just goes outside at any point in time without telling somebody something.
If somehow that zero knowledge.
Yeah, if it had happened.
He's not the type of kid that goes out without telling someone. Sebastian, in my opinion, sounded like he was definitely a communicator, right? Definitely a communicator, and had no problem sharing to people how he was feeling. Why you guys said he wasn't upset at all that night. So what happened?
Not only that, but if somebody had been by the front door, punched in the code, believe it or not, no, it's not super clear, but you would have seen a shadow or a figure.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Smiley did an amazing interview very, very quickly. She was on my panel with Josh and Trevor, and Edgar would not come up, but he would do an interview with just a woman. And I told her, jump down, let's all go over there. He says, the Smiley asked, well, could someone have went to the door and, got, kind of lured him out? And he's like, no, if somebody would have done that, believe it or not, across the street, there's a camera and they would have been seen on camera. Well, if someone's walking to the door and would have been seen on camera, we know that if he was walking out of the door, he would have been seen on camera as well.
And based on, something would have been visible because one of the lights is still visible from that ring camera from across the street.
Yeah.
That has been, like I said, every video, and I've said this through Facebook, everything in the neighborhood. Not only that.
So that's interesting. I don't think he thought about that before he answered.
Very closely.
An incident that a family member did.
An incident that a family member did. That's interesting. Incident. A family member did. This is interesting.
Me and the grandmother had a conversation, and this all stems back to an incident that a family member did, that as the parents, we had consulted with law enforcement about something.
They had to consult with law enforcement over something a family member did. This is interesting.
They recommended not doing it. Lo and behold,
Recommended not doing it. This guy is speaking in circles.
Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying, and I had asked him. I said, "Hey, you got to have a punishment for this." I drive a diesel truck, Chevrolet.
Year?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021, I think.
So you're
Governs your area. I just call them straight. There's no point in wasting time going from one to another to get to what I need when I know exactly who to call.
And you guys were on a three-way call because you
Yes.
were not, you were coming from out of town. Is that correct?
Shit, I have been muted the whole fucking time. Ugh. It's so weird with my camera not on. He says, or she says, you guys were on a three-way call because you were coming from out of town. How did they tell her that she was coming out of town when they were on a three-way call? Hear that?
You were coming from out of town. And you guys were on a three-way call because you
Yes.
were not, you were coming from out of town. Is that correct?
We were on a three-way call.
Yeah, that law enforcement was called on a three-way call.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to clarify that. Terry Dean wants to ask you.
Now, why? You see, he didn't have a problem. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she met Chris. Yeah. You guys were on a three-way call because you were coming from out of town. Well, you were coming from out of town whenever you were on the phone? Because in my opinion, I think that's why the call happened at approximately 6:03, because I think he was going into Memphis. I think he would have been, in my opinion, allegedly, perhaps in Memphis by 6:03. He was sitting in a crane, allegedly, at that time, right? He says. And he was waiting for someone to, find, I guess, him a relief. So I've always found that extraordinarily interesting. What is this? 1 second. Yeah, okay, here it is. Here we go. Here's this one. Listen to this.
Not only that, but if somebody had been by the front door.
Actually, I already played that one. Never mind. So I think that's why it was at 6:03. How's your mommy, Maurice? Well, KP initiated the three-way call. He asked her to hold on and call direct line to Sumner County Sheriff's. Make it make sense. Right. She initiated the call. And he says, hold on, let me call 911 or non-911 for you. And yes, sitting in a crane at a job site that doesn't start till 7. That as well. Yes. Why is he on the phone in the crane? Well, you're not supposed to be on the phone. You're not supposed to be on the phone, right? What did SL say? Where's Cassie? She was just in here the other day. Hey, Nana. Good to see you. CP. I agree. Did we miss? I guess I didn't have the whole recording on that. I apologize. I apologize on that, y'all. There is so much here. It's cray, to be honest with you. There's so many videos and over the last year. Now, they pretty much did interviews in March, April, and a little bit of May. And then after May, they pretty much just stopped, pretty much just completely stopped at that point.
Thank you guys for being patient. I do have 4 or 5 more messages that just popped up that said they want to know that you definitely took a polygraph and passed because it got cut off by a different question and they feel like you did not answer that. So I'm just asking one more time. This is the last time, guys, I'm going to revisit this question.
Okay. For the record.
Mo, he said he passed it, according to Amy.
Well, hold on. Somebody asked the question, was a polygraph taken and has it been passed? Yes.
LSM.
I didn't specify who.
Yes, Nana.
Or when. But what I...
Imagine you saying on your first or second interview, I don't know if this is the first interview or the second interview, like the very, very, very first interview that they did with anybody, asking 3 times if you've taken a polygraph with your child being missing and them saying polygraphs have came back as passed. And then the second time he flat out said, yep. Flat out, yep. Yes. And then the third time he says this.
Yes. I didn't specify who or when. But what I can tell you, everything has been vetted completely. Polygraphs have come back as passed.
We have no idea.
So I'm confused as in why they're all wondering if myself, my wife, and
he tries to turn it around. Absolutely tries to turn it around on he's confused on why people are asking that. I mean, Edgar's the type of person, he doesn't have even conversations. He would host a press conference on for his own honor. I mean, that's just the type of person he is. It's crazy. Insanity. It's just absolute insanity. I mean, he's gaslighting himself, running on his own fumes. Crispy is very good at dancing around questions. Well, I think most, manipulators are, in my opinion.
But for the record, I am a very strict parent. He does not have social media, not in our household. He doesn't online game.
Does an online game.
Have social media, not in our household.
Hold on one second.
Parents know how social media can be.
Right.
And seeing how kids can be easily manipulated.
And you know something? I was listening. Think about this. He's talking about the social media, and listen, kids. You have to watch what what they're on, of course. But remember his supposed alibi, the one that got drunk and went to the bar and came back at 11 o'clock and said he saw Edgar, and he said horrible things with Sebastian's name in it and all that. But he was talking about that. He says that boy got on. I bet you that boy got on Reddit, and someone picked him up and got him. Remember that? It makes me think Edgar told him that kind of stuff after hearing this.
Know how social media can be.
Right.
And seeing how kids can be easily manipulated.
He's very young in mind.
Yes, he may be.
Right.
He's about 15, and he's
KK says that got misconstrued.
15 in age in his body, but his mind is not caught up to his body. Parents.
His mind has not yet caught up to his body. His mind has not yet caught up to his body. Interesting.
Eventually, I reached out.
Interesting. Mind is not yet caught up to his body. That's crazy.
Says, does Katie look in on him if she gets up to use the bathroom or anything in the night usually?
Right, Wendy?
Not normally. I've never really had a whole reason to. I mean, now that he's older, at least.
Yeah. Not when you get up, you haven't had a whole reason to, check on him at what? During the night?
If she gets up to use the bathroom or anything in the night usually?
Not normally. I've never really had a whole reason to. I mean, now that he's older, at least. He gets.
Who do you mean, Amanda? Who do you mean? Edgar? Is that who you mean? He doesn't address it. He doesn't address his time card or anything like that. He won't address it, right? And one thing that has been my biggest question, and I have said it till I am blue in the face, we know where KK was all weekend. We know where Sebastian was all weekend. We know where Seth was all weekend. Told, actually, from Seth has told me where he was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and obviously Monday morning. And Edgar who says he's 3.5 hours away, is the only one that says he has not showed anything. A whole reason, yes, Maurice. I find that very interesting.
It's up in the middle of the night and he comes in and gets snacks and, and the dogs don't even bark at him because he shushes them and they know him. But
The dogs don't bark at him because he shushes them. Well, you have to, when you shush them, it's because they're barking. Just like Edgar and KK was on the interview with the blonde lady earlier, and the dogs were barking and they were going, shh.
No, I've never, since he's gotten older, I don't really have a reason to like peek in on him and wake him up.
And does he get up and down normally throughout the night on a regular basis? True Crime Cafe with Dago ask.
It honestly, he gets up and down at different times, different nights. I mean, not always. I mean, he goes in the kitchen and he'll sneak snacks and sweets and things he knows he's not supposed to be having, like typically kids do. But for the most part, I mean, that may be about it. And then he goes right back to his bedroom.
Okay. Bobby James asks, can Chris comment on why you are threatening lawyers about the bio dad's GoFundMe?
So the conversation of that is not threatening the bio father with attorneys. That conversation that flew out between me, the father was in the house, his sister was on the phone. We asked them to take that down. That goes back to one of the questions as far as one of the things we all agreed not to do, because even with law enforcement, it says it could portray a bad look. So we all agreed not to do it.
No. And Seth didn't do it. His sister
She did it anyways.
She did it anyways. You hear that? She did it anyways. She did it anyways.
And then we asked her politely to take it down first time.
Politely.
She got nasty with us on the phone. And then I retaliated and I told her, I said, if this causes harm to our son.
And you retaliated.
You can bet I will call an attorney.
And how would that happen?
Let's see. Was Sebastian playing with one of his devices online or on his Switch before he went to bed? Annabelle Roma asked.
None of his devices are connected to online.
Okay. All right. Says, does Katie?
None of his devices are connected online. So, Edgar, how did his gaming system get hacked then if it's in his bedroom? Just thought of that. How did his thing get hacked if it's not connected to the freaking internet?
Gotcha, bitch.
How did that happen?
Here is more proof.
How did that happen? Come on. Waiting.
Gotcha, bitch.
Okay. How did it get hacked? It's too late to do the right thing, but they needed to be picked up. And I agree. How does this thing get hacked? Remember how he told Seth that his I don't know if it was some sort of the gaming device. I don't know if it was a PlayStation or what. Switch. Well, they said switch here, but Minecraft doesn't work without Wi-Fi, Callie girl says. It was CP's that got hacked, not Sebastian's. No, he wanted the one in his room. He wanted the one that was in his room. Because Seth said he wanted the one that was in his room, and he said he couldn't share it because it got hacked. Yeah, Val. And C-Box has, but it was in Sebastian's room. Exactly. You can download Minecraft and play it offline, Wendy says. Me too, Carol. Thank you all so much for joining me. Y'all are amazing. Will my camera work now? Is it charged? I think I got to put a new battery in it, maybe. Let's see if it'll work. Hell no. Okay, maybe it will for a second. Ooh, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Damn, I was muted again. Thank you all. Love you all too. Make sure you sub up to my new channel. It's my channel for when I don't want to go live and talk about true crime. I just want to talk about everything or whatever. So make sure you sub up. Haven't went live on it yet, but I will be going live. I might go live later again tonight. I don't know. Link is provided at the top of the chat. It's pinned. So we'll talk about it all over there. Here, let me see if I can get you the link again. Oh, I have to do it on my phone, I think. I'll drop the link again. Here we go. Share. Copy link. I literally just made it. So I'll be over there as well. Damn. Why is it not working? Here we go. There we go. And it's pinned at the top. That little message at the top. Right there. Thank you for subbing up. I'll be doing that from mainly my phone probably most of the time. Can we talk about my guinea pigs? Joe, you are obsessed with guinea pigs. And I'm obsessed for you. I'm obsessed for you as well. When I go live, I'll mod you guys up and all that stuff. So thank you for letting my butt in. I love. Oh, of course, Val. We love having you. Absolutely. Everyone is welcome here. We don't have to agree. We just have to be respectful, right? Always. Remy is right here, right over there. All right, guys. You haven't seen the. I'll do a video of the chickens. I might take you out there one day. Thank you, Debbie. Can we talk about my new car I got today? Go Roxy. Go Roxy. Go Roxy. Hell yeah. Absolutely. What is it to become a mod? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for subbing up, Val. I just got a text message. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. All right. All right, guys. I'm the only troll. You are not a troll, VA. You're not a troll. You're funny. You and Joe are funny. You're very funny, both of you. Okay. Love you guys. Most kids don't sneak snacks. They go to get one. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly. I want a new car. Me too, Seashell. Me too. But I'm telling you, I'm paying mine off. And usually by the time I pay one off, it falls apart. Or usually about 6 months before I pay it off, it falls apart. All right, guys. Love you all. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Constant. Thanks, guys. Good night. Good night, everyone. God bless.